What's going on? I didn't get a chance to watch this yesterday, so we're a day behind. And yes, it is Sunday. Somebody posted on social media that it feels like Saturday number 2. But yeah, this card is starting in half an hour. We're going to talk about it all. And I'm going to be here streaming during the main event, and we're going to be covering the whole card. So we got a long night. But let's go watch the weigh-ins. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to go watch the weigh-in over. We're going to be fast-forwarding, and we're going to go through the entire card. So let's start here. And I'm going to pull up the card, and we're going to talk about the fights, and I'm going to give my preview and predictions on the fights.
At the Crypto.com arena
Anybody
here
have
in
any barbecues? Anybody buying this card? I already purchased it, and I do it for you, the people. But I like the card. I rated a B, not a B minus, not a B plus, but just a B. I like the card. That's just me. But y'all know me. I'll watch and buy anything. Now this was supposed to be Rayo Valenzuela versus Jezreel Corrales. I really like this fight. This is obviously the fight that's going to open up the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view is $74.99. You can buy on PBC on Fox pay-per-view. Me personally, I would recommend that you buy the fight through fight.tv, but not through the Fox Sports app because you can't DVR it. So once the fight is over or you walk away for a little minute, you can't rewind it and you can't watch it over. But look, here is the pay-per-view right here. Here it is. Fight.tv, and you get to keep it on your, like, in your account. Here it is, $74.99. Let's go watch the preview, I guess, before we go.
Headlines an epic night of fights.
This is the man that wants it.
The former champ squares off against Ruiz King Kong Ortiz.
King Kong
In a highly anticipated all-out heavyweight brawl.
Wow.
And don't miss Mexican phenom Isaac Pitbull Cruz as he battles Eduardo Ramirez. Plus the return of Abner and much more.
There you are. It's going to be on pay-per-view. So we're going to go run, do a little quick recap through the weigh-ins. So this is Rayo Valenzuela, a 135-pound contender who is taking on a late replacement, Edwin de los Santos. And he's got a pretty solid resume. In fact, let me pull it up for you right here, right now, before we go watch the weigh-in. So let's see. Here's Rayo Valenzuela, Jose Valenzuela versus Edwin de los Santos. 12-0 with 8 KOs, 23 years old, goes by the name of Rayo. Competes at the 135-pound division. Had a nice big step up in stopping Francisco Vargas, even though Francisco Vargas long in the tooth. But he fought Francisco Vargas and was supposed to fight former world champion Jezreel Corrales tonight. So as you can see, after beating Austin Dulé last year, the end of last year, so you can say that he's building his way up. You know, so I don't know too much about this guy. He's fighting Edwin de los Santos. 14-1 with 13 KOs. Is he Cuban? No, he's Dominican, because he's listed here as 22 years old. And I was like, wait a minute, is he, you know? But all right, maybe it's just the beard that makes him look a little bit older. But nobody on his resume, you know, really, you know. That's going to be the fight that's going to be opening up the PBC on Fox pay-per-view broadcast for $74.99. So let's go watch that weigh-in. Oh, and by the way, take your time out, like the video, and subscribe. We're going to be here tonight during the main event. We're going to be streaming live during the main event of Andy Ruiz versus Luis Ortiz.
Republic, please welcome the hard-hitting southpaw, Edwin La Granada.
But we're not going to play the whole weigh-in. We're just going to be skimming through it. Because I didn't watch it yesterday. I was covering UFC and running around doing, like, kids' clothes and school supplies and shit.
And his opponent defends his title, fighting out of Seattle, Washington, by way of Los Mochis, Sinaloa, Mexico. Here is the undefeated rising lightweight star, Jose Rayo Valenzuela.
What do you think about Rayo, though? Him and Michelle Rivera, maybe? Tuivasa got a chin, but his body, he got the shit kicked out of him.
With 13 knockouts, here's the hard-hitting knockout.
How do you buy the fight on Xbox? That's a good question. I don't know, man. Fight.tv has an app on Xbox. Fight.tv. Look for that. It's Fight. Hold on.
De Los Santos weighs in at 133 3/4 pounds. 133 3/4 pounds.
Fight FITE. I'm gonna put the link.
The record of 12 wins, no losses, 8 knockouts. The undefeated WBC Continental America's lightweight champion Jose Rayo Valenzuela. 134.5 pounds, 134.5 pounds for the defending champion.
Sean, talk to me. Edwin De Los Santos, a last-minute replacement. How tough an adjustment is this, do you think, for Valenzuela?
I think that he was, at this point, you're still ready for anybody that they throw in front of you. You know, so I don't think it matters who the last-minute replacement is. I think
the main card starts at 9 p.m. Eastern. The prelims are starting in 30 minutes at 6 p.m. Eastern on the.
Gentlemen, our opening attraction on Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view. On
FS1, Fox Sports 1 in a half an hour.
10 rounds of boxing. Jose Rayo Valenzuela versus Edwin La Granada de Los Santos.
That's what I'm saying. Los Santos is listed at 22 years old, and I'm sorry, you know, and he's not Cuban. He's Dominican.
All right, fans, here we go. Premier Boxing Champions continues with the official weigh-in with a special attraction coming your way. And now
I'm really interested. Let's stop it right here and talk about this fight right here. Abner hasn't fought. Hold on, let me pull it up for you. He hasn't fought in 3+ years due to significant eye injury and issues. He was even about to fight Tank Davis. We're going to talk about that in a minute. At one point in time, 31-3-1 with 15 KOs. How old is Abner? He's got to be about 36 right now, right? He's at least. He's 36 years old. He turns 37 in November. He hasn't fought since he fought that long overdue rematch against Leo Santa Cruz in June. So it's been 4 years, bro. He hasn't fought in 4 years and 3 months since he fought Leo Santa Cruz. He's fighting Miguel Flores. Jeez. And this is taking place at 135 pounds. He's fighting Miguel Flores. Miguel Flores, 25-4 with 12 KOs. I've seen him fight. You've seen this guy fight before if you watch boxing. We've seen him fight him. I've seen him fight Eduardo Ramirez, Leo Santa Cruz. Who else I see him fight? Chris Avalos, probably. Ruben Tamayo. You know, rhymes with tomato. So you've seen this guy fight before. But just looking at that layoff, you know, and also he's been stopped 3 times. So he's got 4 losses, been stopped 3 times. And Eduardo Ramirez stopped him. Leo Santa Cruz won a unanimous decision with him. And he was stopped by Chris Avalos and Dat Nguyen. If that's how you pronounce his name, it just felt like that's how you're supposed to say it. But yeah, Abner, you know. And you know what I'm scared of? Can I be honest? I got a sick-ass feeling in my stomach. And remember, it's PBC. They'll do that shit. Remember how they wheeled out Gamboa? You think they'll make Tank Davis versus Abner Maris? I think they'll do that shit, man. If Abner Maris look good, I think they'll do it. By the way, Tank Davis is heavily rumored, and it's looking like it's going to happen. You know, him and Ryan Garcia in December. That's going to be lovely. But I don't know, bro. You know, and if not, you know, that for Abner Maris next, I don't know. And also, he's got this thing with these sunglasses. I wonder if he's like insecure, you know, and think his eye look funny, but it don't look funny. It's not fucked up like Antonio Margarito's.
As they make their way to the stage,
when he does his Showtime commentary, he's always got those sunglasses on. And I thought he was hiding something, but no, his eyes look cool.
World-ranked battler known as El Michoacano, Miguel Flores.
If I was a gambling man, I would put money on Flores just off of the layoff of Abner Maris.
Mexico. Here is the acclaimed former 3-division champion of the world, Abner Mares. And let's bring our fighters to the scale on this lightweight attraction. The weight limit is 135 pounds. First, with a record of 25 wins and 4 losses, 12 wins by way of knockout. Here is El Michoacano Miguel Flores. $134 3/4 pounds. 134 3/4 pounds for El Michoacano.
I was going to say the same thing. Don't ask me. That maybe he has issues with the light. That's why he wears his sunglasses.
Return to the ring. Here is the former world champion great, Abner Mares.
That layoff is concerning, let alone the eye issues.
134 1/4 pounds.
And you know Abner.
And 1/4 pounds for Abner Mares.
And he likes to get into firefights. Remember Anselmo what was Anselmo? How you say his name? Marino or Molino? He almost ended him. Marino.
I'll tell you what, though, this is not an easy fight for him. Miguel Flores has 4 losses. Leo Santa Cruz, Eduardo Ramirez, to name a few. But he's coming in here to fight. So all the smiling and all the comfortable, you can be comfortable. What are you going to do in this fight night, you know?
And if you're Miguel Flores, you're looking at Abner Mares like a great name to have on your resume.
Exactly.
Yeah, he is looking a little flabby.
Ladies and gentlemen, 10 rounds of boxing, a lightweight special attraction, Abner Mares versus El Michoacano Miguel Flores. In this Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view main event.
Is boxing the only sport in mixed martial arts, like where grown-ass heterosexual men look at other men's bodies and be like, yo, he looking shape, or he looking real flabby, and that shit just sociably acceptable? Yeah, look, those sunglasses, man. Maybe it's light sensitivity.
Our co-main event of the evening. Let's take a closer look at these 2 popular all-action world-ranked lightweight contenders from Mexico, Pitbull Cruz and Sordito Ramirez.
Now, this fight feels showcase as fuck. I'm not feeling this fight.
Será la excepción y estará pues dentro de la historia del boxeo mexicano en peleas grandes entre mexicanos. Yo soy un peleador peligroso, pero Eduardo Ramírez todavía quiere contra mí. Pero él va a saber todo el poder de la fuerza de mi mano derecha. Isaac Cruz piensa que es un gran peleador, pero lo voy a humillar. No le tengo miedo. Isaac Cruz, vengo por ti. Este 4 de septiembre voy a noquear a Eduardo Ramírez, cuesta lo que cueste, en pay-per-view. No lo pierdan. El Pitbull viene por el cinturón.
Well, fans, Premier Box.
All right, let's talk about this fight for a little minute. I don't know how I feel about this. Now, the original card was supposed to be Rayo Valenzuela versus Jezreel Corrales, Abner Mares versus Miguel Flores, Isaac Cruz, Eduardo Ramirez, and then the main event is Andy Ruiz versus Luis Ortiz. But this fight right here, it's going to be, a Mexican slugfest, but it don't have no real story behind it. For example, the Rayo Jezreel Corrales fight was supposed to be Rayo fighting a former world champion and somebody who is not as old or washed up as Francisco Vargas. So I had a story there, even though Jezreel got, he couldn't get into the States. So he had some visa issues. So they had Santos standing by. Now, Santos has a question mark around him because he's 14-1 with 13 KOs. So it's like, all right, I kind of want to see what's going to happen there. That might be some fight of the year type shit. Like last night on the Estrada Cortez card. But with Abner Maris' fight against Miguel Flores, Abner Maris coming off of a 4-year layoff, and you want to see how the eye is going to hold up. So some storyline there with the second fight. This third fight is just like, you know, a good old fashioned slobber knocker. You know, it's just, and you know, and I expect for, let me pull up their resumes. I expect for Cruz, you know, to beat this dude, but Cruz is not invincible. 23-2-1 with 16 KOs, 24 years old. Yorkis Gamboa should have never been out there. Tank Davis, a lot of people thought he beat Tank Davis. Me personally, no, I don't think he did. You know, many feel that Cruz is being held in the back pocket by PBC for a Tank Davis rematch. You know, if Ryan Garcia fight doesn't happen in December, then you know, could it be Cruz? I expect for it to be Tank Davis versus Cruz again one day soon. The Francisco Vargas fight, as we talked about, Rayo had beat him in his last fight. You know, Diego Magdaleno, he put a boot in his ass, something fierce. Like, that was an ugly KO right there. But, you know, nothing about this fight really calls me except for it's like, okay, all right, it's going to be, you know, a smash up. 27-2-3 with 12 KOs for Eduardo Ramirez. That right there should tell you something. You know, and, you know, pretty much he's a smaller fighter. He's pretty much a 126 pounder moving up 2 divisions. You see what I'm saying? Because look, he fought Luis Melendez back in May. That was at 130. Into 2021, Miguel Mariaga at 130. You know, unanimous decision over Miguel Mariaga, and then a majority decision over Melendez. And then back in May of 2021, he was fighting at 126. So he's a much smaller fighter than Cruz. And that's why I'm like, this fight doesn't really call me, but let's go watch the weigh-in anyway. By the way, take your time out. Like the video, subscribe. If you guys could do me a favor and go download some of my podcast episodes here, I'm going to put the link right in the chat for you. We're trying to get enough downloads to be able to get sponsors and to be able to get some high quality guests on the show. Remember, I'm going to be streaming during the main event of Andy Ruiz versus Luis Ortiz tonight at about 11 p.m. Eastern or so. If you want to come back for some fight commentary, scoring, brief legal in between rounds, fair use highlights, and we're going to be here for the post-fight show and the post-fight press conference. So it's a lot of content coming, and I'm going to be doing individual videos on all of these fights.
Boxing Champions continues with the official weigh-in with this bout.
Hey, the least you can do is like the video. I'm not doing this for my health. I'll cut it off. I'll cut this shit off.
Main event of the evening brought to you by TGB Promotions, and this bout in association with Samson Boxing. We welcome our fighters to the stage at this time. First, from Los Mochis, Sinaloa, Mexico, here's the world-ranked contender, Eduardo Sordito Ramirez. And from Mexico City, La Ciudad de Mexico, here's the popular world-ranked contender, Isaac Pitbull Cruz. And looks like our fighters are ready to step onto the scale. The weight limit on this fight is 135 pounds for the WBC lightweight world title eliminator. First to the scale with a record of 27 wins, 2 losses, 3 draws with 12 knockouts. Here is the respected southpaw world contender, Eduardo Sordito Ramirez. 134.5 pounds, 134.5 pounds for Eduardo Sordito Ramirez. And his opponent with a record of 23 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 16 knockouts. Here is the exciting lightweight world contender, Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Pitbull Cruz right at the limit of 135 pounds even.
He does look a little leaner. He got a big ass fucking head, man.
Let's talk about reach advantage here, Sean, because Ramirez has got a big reach advantage. 70 inches to 63. What?
Let's not
No,
talk
you don't want to talk about that?
No, listen. When I was a co-main fighter, my thing was let me get the room hot for the main event. That's what this fight is going to do. I'm not going to tell you that it's going to be more exciting than the main event, but it's going to be just as exciting as the main event fight. You want co-mains like this before the main event fight goes into the ring.
And there they are, ladies
Thanks
and
to
gentlemen.
Be the Barber.
WBC Lightweight World Title Eliminator.
For the super chat.
Cruz versus Eduardo Sordito Ramirez in our co-main event of the
Ramirez looks bigger, though, even though he's naturally the smaller fighter. Let's see how they look when they're in the ring now. Oh, push him. You know they're hungry. Ramirez looks like a badass. I think he a badass. He's got those dark, sinister eyes. Better watch out.
Eduardo, great to talk with you. If you could turn over to the cameras. You're heading towards your co-main event against Isaac Cruz. This is your 4th division that you're fighting in. How are you feeling here in the lightweight division?
Estoy muy contento, estoy preparado y venimos a dar un gran espectáculo y sobre todo por la victoria.
I'm very happy. I'm going to definitely put a spectacle tomorrow against Cruz, and we're going to come for the victory.
There was a very intense stare down between you two. What did you take away from that?
Es parte de, pero no me intimida.
It's part of it, but he doesn't intimidate me.
Eduardo Ramirez, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're going to talk with Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Isaac, the stare down got pretty tense. What is your takeaway from the final face-to-face before your co-main event against Eduardo Ramirez?
Nada, ahora sí que yo vengo confiado en la preparación que hicimos y venimos a darlo todo y a darle una gran pelea aquí a Los Ángeles y venimos a reiterar lo que hicimos con Gervonta Davis, que no fue casualidad.
No, now the confidence is even more after this stare down, and now people are going to know that what we did against Tank Davis was not a fight that people saw that we really did a good job. It's not a casualty. So we're going to see. We've come prepared for this fight, and thanks, LA, for having me here.
Why is LA so special for you to fight in? The fans love you here. You obviously had a valiant effort against Gervonta Davis last December, but why is fighting here in the Los Angeles area very important to Isaac Cruz?
Porque aquí fue donde me di a conocer gracias a la gran pelea que dimos contra Gervonta Davis y vamos a darle una gran pelea a la gente de Los Ángeles, California.
This is because people saw what I did against Davis, that great fight, and now people are going to see what I'm going to do against Eduardo Ramirez Sunday night.
And also your prediction for tomorrow night against Eduardo Ramirez in this WBC lightweight title eliminator.
Dar una gran pelea y que la gente salga contenta de ver la pelea de Isaac Cruz en contra de Eduardo Ramírez.
Give a great fight, and people are going to see it tomorrow at the Crypto Cop Center.
All right, Isaac Cruz ready for his co-main event showdown against Eduardo Ramirez. Kate and Sean, back to you guys.
Thank you very much. Crypto Cup Center, a.k.a. the Crypto Dog.
All right, so let me tell you what's going on real quick before we watch the main event weigh in. Okay, so on FS1, I'm looking at it on my guide right now. On Fox Sports 1 at 7 p.m., you're going to have prelims featuring Ruiz Alim taking on Mike Planea. Let me pull up the let me do you one better. Let me pull up the running order, the official running order, because Charles Martin is returning tonight. Remember, he was Luis Ortiz's last fight on pay-per-view January the 1st of this year. So he's on tonight's card, but I want to make sure, like, is he televised? Because I want to see Charles Martin. But if he is televised, I believe he's on one of these prelims. You got the 7 p.m. prelim show on Fox Sports 1. And then on Free TV Fox, let me check, at 8 p.m. Eastern. These are Eastern times. Let me check real quick. Eastern times, you have another prelim card at 8 p.m., which has headlined by Joey Spencer versus Salgado. And then at 9 p.m., the pay-per-view starts. Charles Martin fights in 10 minutes. Okay, good. I kind of figured that. That's why we can't be late.
All
right. So we're going to go right into the main event because I want to watch the Charles. Where's the Charles Martin fight, though? Is that on YouTube?
Sean, that was a face-off.
Oh,
That
Credit
was a
Guru
face-off
deleted
right
his.
there. I said, hey, get the
Credit Guru deleted his comment.
Well, not just him. Ramirez came in with that.
Let me check. Let me pull up the running order. I have it.
Did he eat this morning or what? Because he looked. That was what they call it. Hungry.
Hey, let me show you.
Hangry up there.
So obviously we got Andy Ruiz and Luis Ortiz.
Oh, y'all can't read this. Y'all can't read this. It looks like Charles Martin is in a dark match. This is him down here. He's in a dark match. He's not even televised. How you go from being on a pay-per-view, right, to not televised? He was just on pay-per-view this year. The main event's going to start at about, give or take, 10:45, 11 p.m. I can't zoom in, man. Shit, it's not going to let me. It's not letting me zoom in. But I'll read it to you. Charles Martin versus Devin Vargas. This is the first fight of the card. Anthony I can't read the shit either. But the prelims that start at 7 p.m. on FS1, that's Ruiz versus Mike Planea. And then at 8 p.m., that's weird. It's going to be Joey Spencer versus Kevin Salgado. And then 2 swing bouts, and then the pay-per-view, which starts at 9 p.m., which opening up with Jose Valenzuela Rayo taking on Kevin Salgado. Edwin Santos, Abner Maris, Miguel Flores, Cruz, Ramirez, and Andy Ruiz, Luis Ortiz. I'm going to check now. According to my DVR, according to my cable, they don't start broadcasting until 7 o'clock, so about an hour, 10 minutes from now on FS1. And then on FS1 from 7 to 8, and then from 8 to 9 are going to be on regular Fox, Free Fox TV.
He's next up on the stage to weigh in here. Talk to me about kind of just what's at stake in this event, in this fight. Lose this fight, what's the likelihood that you're ever going to contend for a world title again?
Man, and being an Ortiz fan, I'm worried that he loses this and then he never gets where he wants to put that Cuban flag, the first heavyweight world champion. So I think that's what's at stake for Ortiz. He loses this fight, we don't see him again at this level.
You're talking about 2 guys that do like to go.
My bad. I was muted. I'm sorry. I was muted. We're on the YouTube. We're on the PBC YouTube page. I was cussing him out for giving fake news, but nothing's here. All it is their post-fight press conference. So I think that the Charles Martin fight is a dark match. I don't think he's televised. But let's go watch this weigh-in. Let's go watch this weigh-in.
The WBC Heavyweight World Title Eliminator. Let's take a closer look at
PBC
2 of the
on
most
Fox.
dangerous and respected heavyweights in the world today. The Destroyer, Andy Ruiz, and Luis King Kong Ortiz.
Oh, all right. He wasn't lying, y'all. Here it is. All right, cool. So we don't have much time left on this stream. I'll put the link in the chat for you guys.
Back to him.
See Charles Martin fight. Here's the link.
He took punishment throughout.
There's the link right there. I was going to cuss you out. I thought you were lying. Don't you dare ask about my hat. That's none of your fucking business.
And for my legacy, it's my goal to become the best Mexican heavyweight champion of the world. And Luis Ortiz is a step closer to getting those belts back.
La pelea entre Andy Ruiz y yo está difícil desde el principio porque él va a querer venir a buscar el knockout y yo soy de lo que me gusta noquear.
Be honest though, press 1 in the chat if you're interested in the fight, and 2 if you're going to be a no good streamer.
De ser campeón del mundo, el primer campeón cubano.
Ladies and gentlemen, Premier Boxing Champions presents the official weigh-in for the Fox Sports PBC main event of the evening, brought to you by TGB Promotions, sponsored by DraftKings. At this time, we invite our fighters to the stage. First, fighting out of Miami,
There's no such thing as 1 and 2, Jesse. Grow up.
the renowned world-ranked heavyweight contender, the hard-hitting heavyweight.
I like the card, though. Let's watch the weigh-in first.
Ortiz. And his opponent from Imperial, California, and Mexicali,
I know y'all gonna stream the shit out this joint. You guys are low downs. No, it's cool because I know the kids had to go back to school, so I might get y'all a pass for this one.
Ruiz.
All right, let's go full screen for a minute. My gut is saying Luis Ortiz.
And it's time to bring our fighters to the scale at this time for the main event, the WBC Heavyweight World Title Eliminator. First with a record of 33 wins, 2 losses, 28 big wins coming by way
You
of
guys
knockout.
can be so immature
Here is one
sometimes.
of boxing's most
And y'all
dangerous
be
heavyweight.
upstanding citizens in like the real world, but y'all get in these chats and just regress into animals.
245 1/4 pounds, 245 1/4 pounds for Luis King Kong Ortiz. And now to the scale with a record of 34 wins, 2 losses, 22 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is boxing's first heavyweight world champion of Mexican heritage.
That is the most Luis Ortiz has ever weighed. He's the heaviest ever.
Ruiz. Andy Ruiz weighs in at 268 3/4 pounds. 268 3/4 pounds.
Why God shape him like that?
Sean, people are going to talk about this, right? 268 3/4 when he fought Joshua for the first time. He was 268 pounds. I feel like people are going to read into that and think this is a good sign for Andy Ruiz.
I feel like he put tattoos over the muscles. I didn't see as many muscles as I wanted to see, but I mean, it's good signs. If anyone's wondering where Andy Ruiz we're going to get tonight, look at the weight. It tells you it all.
Well, let's pause right there and let's go talk about the weights. Andy Ruiz weighed in at 268 3/4. What's that noise? Hear that? What the hell is that? Oh, that's this. The non-televised card. This is the I'm guessing where Charles Martin is going to be fighting. So let me put this up here. We got to keep that open. All right, so yeah, I put the link to that card in the chat. So basically, let me tell you what's happening. On YouTube is where the prelims are starting, like now, like in like 5 minutes. Then at 7 p.m., they're moving over to Fox Sports 1 or on the Fox Sports app. Then at 8 p.m., they're moving over to Free TV Fox. And then at 9 p.m., they're moving to the pay-per-view, which is $74.99. But all right, let's go back to the weigh-in. Oh, wait, we were doing the weights. So Andy Ruiz weighed in at 268 1/4. 12 pounds heavier than he was against Chris Arreola. But he weighed in the same as he did for the Anthony Joshua fight. And the heaviest he ever weighed was for the second Anthony Joshua fight, which was 283. So, I mean, it's something, I guess. You know, it's something. You know, so at least he's not blowing up to 280. But he does look a little more muscular, if he can look muscular, I guess. And Luis Ortiz has weighed in at the highest of his career at 245.5. His last fight against Charles Martin, he was 243. The second fight against Deontay Wilder, he was 236. So that's something to pay attention to. But let's go back to the weigh-in. Yo, I think Charles Martin is in the ring. Look. Y'all want to do some live commentary? The Prince is in the ring.
WBC Heavyweight Title Eliminator later on in the evening. Our co-main event, a matchup between two...
All right, let's get through the weigh-in first.
Both men look like men who put in the work, to be fair. Luis Ortiz is looking in good shape.
Luis does not put in the work. He's always ready for the challenge. And I think that we're going to get two great versions of both of these guys on fight night.
You're always trying to read energy a little bit of these things, right?
Yeah.
So what are you looking at? What are you seeing?
When he looks good, he looks happy, looks healthy. And then Luis Ortiz is just taking his time. He's exactly where he wants to be. We're going to get a great fight.
And there they are, ladies and gentlemen. Premier Boxing Champions presents the Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view main event of the evening with a WBC heavyweight world title eliminator, the Destroyer, Andy Ruiz versus Luis King Kong Ortiz.
All right, we are joined alongside by Luis King Kong Ortiz, who collides against Andy Ruiz here in Los Angeles on Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view. Luis, at this stage of your career,
I really like this fight.
Truly a make-or-break fight.
Bueno, ya digo, vuelvo a reponer lo dicho, ya no.
Y'all think he done if he loses? Not a speck of gray hair.
Que referee pare de hablar y vamos a salir a golpear, a buscar el golpeo, es el knockout. O él me noquea a mí o yo lo noqueo a él. Eso es la importancia de esta pelea.
That's the importance of this fight, and it's a very interesting fight. It's either he knocks me out or I knock him out. And of course, it's, a make or break fight for me, this fight, because it's very important.
What can fans expect tomorrow night against Andy Ruiz?
Nada, que no se demoren en sentarse en la silla porque esto va a ser guerra.
There's going to be a war, so please be on your seat early so you don't miss any action.
Luis King Kong Ortiz, ladies and gentlemen. Now I will speak with Andy the Destroyer Ruiz Jr. Andy, you weighed in at 268, the same identical weight in which you tipped the scales when you defeated Anthony Joshua back in June of 2019 to become the unified heavyweight champion of the world. Why is 268 such a good weight for Andy Ruiz?
I don't know. I think God made me a champion at this weight, so there's no point of changing my weight just to look a certain different way, So I feel good, I feel blessed, and I'm ready to rock and roll tomorrow, man.
How much
you want to eat what you want
of a statement do you want to make tomorrow night for the fans and also the rest of the heavyweight division?
I want to make a big statement, man. I'm here for the long run. I'm only 32 years old. I'm still learning from every fight that I'm going, So I think right now is my moment. It's my year, and Luis Ortiz is a tough guy, and we know that, and that's why exactly we've been putting all this hard work in, so I'm ready to get it on.
And finally, what is the result going to be tomorrow night when you lock horns against Luis Ortiz here in Los Angeles?
God willing, we're going to get this victory. God's going to give me this victory.
Andy Ruiz, ladies and gentlemen, set and focused for his matchup against Luis King Kong Ortiz. Kate and Sean, back to you.
Thank you, Ray.
So, as I'm sitting here watching Charles Martin demolish this guy right here, whoever this man is, I'm going to say that I do have Luis Ortiz defeating Andy Ruiz, and that's a hell of a feat for a he's listed at 43 years old, but I think he's like at least 53. But that's still a hell of an accomplishment, for someone, of that age to defeat someone like Andy Ruiz. See, Andy Ruiz is good, but he's a pressure fighter, power puncher, and he's very good on the inside. I don't think that Luis Ortiz is going to allow him to get in on the inside. I think that Luis Ortiz is a good enough technician to be able to keep him at bay. You see what I'm saying? But one thing we do know about Luis Ortiz is he can get the shit knocked out of him. Deontay Wilder did it twice. Put him to bed. Charles Martin, who's fighting right now, who we're about to take a little peek in on, got him up. Gave him a little bit of business. But here's Charles Martin opening up the card for PBC on Fox, on the YouTube portion there. And he just fought a pay-per-view. Like, doesn't this make the fact that he fought on a pay-per-view even more ridiculous? because now he's fighting opening up a card, but they made us pay for his ass on pay-per-view just at the beginning of the year on New Year's Day, by the way. That makes it even worse. And I like Charles Martin, but it's like, you know, like there's nobody there. Let's turn it up.
For Charles Martin, he went and put himself on the line against Luis Ortiz and had a very good account of himself up until getting stopped.
Like, bro.
Now he is looking to get back in the
yes, let me tell you what they're doing.
Sure he will, no doubt,
they're on YouTube now. They're going to be on Fox Sports 1 at 7 p.m. And then they're going to be on regular free TV Fox at 8 p.m., pay-per-view at 9 p.m. These are Eastern Standard Times. It's 6:06 right now p.m. here in the States. Thanks, James Kelly, for the $10 super chat. But we're now watching the YouTube prelim version. This is live. Like this right here, this is live. Charles Martin is fighting Devin Rodriguez. Here, let me put the link in the chat for you guys if you want to watch it later on or something.
So, I mean, I don't think it's gonna go the 12 rounds, really.
Like, how do you go from pay-per-view to YouTube? Like, how?
I agree with you. Look, it's one of those fights that I think we're going to get back and forth action, and anybody can win. To me,
like, how?
It is very much. You could see a case for Andy winning the fight. You could see a case for Luis.
Pay-per-view to YouTube, though? That's a long fall.
Felix, the fight's going to end in a knockout, in my opinion.
No, I'm not totally.
That's a long-ass fall.
I mean, the force that Luis Ortiz has in his punches, Andy Ruiz with the speed. It's a fight you have to see to see the outcome, because you know, we've been in boxing for years and we can't.
Like, that they just want to get him some money in his pocket or something?
I'm not gonna lie to you. It took me to about 3 in the morning to go to sleep because I was that excited. And you know, when you kind of have that kind of anticipation.
Round number 2, it's an 8-round fight too. He better not go to distance with this dude.
Something about this place where you always tend to get a war. It's giving me that kind of vibe tonight. Hopefully both men will come out.
The main event is going to be in about 4 hours or so, give or take. We're going to be here streaming the main event. The main card starts at 9 p.m. It's 6 p.m. here now, a little bit past 6 p.m. The main card has... Oh, what the hell was this? What the hell? He just tried to flop. He just tried to flop. He just tried to flop. Some bullshit just happened. That's worse than the demotion. What the hell is this? They should get me out there. I'll put on a better fight than this guy.
No, definitely. One punch could end it. Although Martin seems in full control in this fight. Vargas trying to come back, and just upper combinations from Martin.
What the hell is this? What is this mess?
Another no knockdown per Jerry Khan 2. And don't forget, coming up in
now see this foolishness?
It'll be Ruiz Ali, most notably known for his fantastic victory over Vic Pasillas. He will take on Mike Plani of the Philippines. Plani has won 11 in a row. Then 1 hour later, coming up at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time on Fox, it'll be Joey Spencer, who has been the PBC Prospect of the Year on a couple of occasions. He goes head-to-head against Mexico's own Kevin Salgado.
This guy don't want to fight.
Salgado vowing he believes he has all the power necessary in order to finish off one.
The main event's a long way away, Jack. You got about at least 3 hours. 4, really. If we're being honest, about 4 hours. 3.5 at least before the main event, before they start walking to the ring.
Look, this is what we do on Labor Day weekend. PBC ending the summer with a bang, literally and figuratively, and I'm very excited for what is to come. The fight that really has me in.
This guy's about to get stopped. I mean, basically, this Devin Vargas guy is a punching bag. He's there to be punched.
Ramirez has challenged. You were on stage with me during the weigh-in, and it got rather tense up there.
Damn, Charles Martin. I don't want to see him like this.
Cruz, he wants to show that fight with Davis was not a fluke, that he's a real-time fighter. He showed it against Gamboa, but
he got some nice body work, though, Charles Martin.
As we near the end of the second round with Charles Martin in complete control against Devin Vargas, the 2004 Olympian.
Yeah, the main event's going to be about 10:30 Eastern. Ring walk about 10:45 or so. Because the pay-per-view starts at 9. It's a 4-fight pay-per-view card, opening up with Rayo Venezuela taking on Edwin Soto. Abner Maris taking on Miguel Flores, Cruz taking on Eduardo Ramirez, and then the main event, Andy Ruiz taking on Luis Ortiz. Let's go look at the replay.
In his losing effort here against Gervonta Davis last December.
There's a few things in regards to the
this nasty fight. Look, ew. What is this? And look, he tried to flop. Y'all see? He was trying to flop. Look, he was trying to flop.
And they know he's a warrior, and he just comes out aggressive to fight against anybody.
And listen, the one thing, and I told Andy Ruiz in the lead up to this,
I'm not complaining. I'll watch anything. This is on YouTube. They start on Fox Sports 1 at the top of the hour, 7 p.m. Eastern. It's 6 right here now, 6:11.
Enjoy the barbecues. I know barbecues are going on all over the country here on this Labor Day weekend. So sit down.
I wish I had some barbecue.
Enjoy your food, specifically some carne asada. Nobody makes it like my father, but enjoy it because we have a full slate of boxing coming your way throughout the course of the afternoon.
I do not like no floppers. I can't stand no diving scum. I be mad. If somebody flop, I be seeing them rolling around up like, if you don't get your ass up off that floor.
Andy Ruiz, as you're just seeing Charles Martin in complete control against Devin.
Especially when they try to flop in HD. It's like, how the fuck you gonna try to flop in high definition? Like, we see you, bro. You no good flopper. You know who else I don't like? I don't like cannibals. I can't stand them.
Is that, to me, 268 is a sweet spot for Andy Ruiz Jr.
And vampires. I guess they're kind of the same.
Find out later tonight against Luis King Kong Ortiz.
Yeah, speaking with his nutritionist, he said between 265 and 270, Andy will have his speed. That's where we want him, and that's where he's at.
Well, I was in camp with both Luis Ortiz and Andy Ruiz over the past several weeks in the lead up to this fight. As a minute has elapsed in this third round, both men looked in supreme physical condition, and both men were hitting the pads very hard. Now, granted, they were pads, but still, the kind of thuds I heard from both men.
I mean, I'm just waiting for Prince Charles Martin to get this guy out of here. I'm fascinated that he went from pay-per-view to now fighting, opening up a YouTube stream. Who did he piss off? Oh! Like, who did he piss off?
Great to be here at Crypto.com Arena, formerly the Staples Center in downtown.
He pissed somebody off.
Right hand for Vargas as Vargas started to gain a little bit of offense. As
come on, Charles Martin, get him out of there.
Gave him a little confidence here.
Oh, this dude laying some hands on the Prince. He must not know he and they were royalty.
Vargas trying to turn back the clock and regain some of that fountain of youth. We will see.
Oh, something just happened. I think he just hit him in the nuts.
That's below the belt.
You can take 5 minutes now.
Yes,
we haven't heard if I haven't heard if Ruiz versus Luis Ortiz is a final eliminator, but I won't be surprised if they make the winner of Luis Ortiz and Andy Ruiz fight the winner of Wilder Hellenius. Yeah, what the hell happened here? Oh, punched it right in the dick.
Yeah, it was right there under the belt, so he felt it right away. Vargas.
Oh yeah, he really. Let me rewind it back a little bit. That was wrong.
Below the belt.
Watch this replay.
Taking a look at it again, Felix.
This was fucked up. That's fucked up, Prince. That's fucked up.
Yeah, it was right there under the belt, so
he know better.
Vargas, tough fighter. And,
that was wrong.
He's up, which is good. It's a bounce around a little bit. Back to fighting.
53 seconds remaining.
I'm shocked that this guy is fighting. And look, you have the schedule right here. 7 p.m. on FS1, 8 p.m. on Fox, and then 9 p.m. is the pay-per-view.
All right, they're ready to go.
And 6 p.m. on YouTube.
Good jab there for
Let me see how many people are watching the Prince.
and Martin.
All right, they got 5,000 people here for the Prince. You'll see the 5,000? 5,300. Showing support.
Luis Ortiz is nearly a 2.5 to 1 under.
What is this?
And I guess because it's been talked about that people want to see Ruiz against Wilder, that could be a possibility. And maybe Ortiz's age, but I would throw that away. I mean, Ortiz looks very, very good. Weigh in.
There's a left hook for Devin Vargas, followed by a right.
And the thing is, Charles Martin is looking good. He's connecting with a high percentage of his shots. It's just that, Devin Vargas, the guy he's fighting, even though it looks like, he was trying to flop and dive, he's tough. He's taking some tough shots. Oh, listen.
Ruiz and Ortiz and Wilder and Helenius will likely be on a collision course. Again,
see,
that is not necessarily set in stone, but that is what is being led by the WBC, the sanctioning body here.
Yeah, well, no, we mentioned the name Wilder, but he has a tough task ahead of him. That's going to also be on Fox pay-per-view. That's coming up in October. I mean, Helenius looked great in his last 2 fights.
He did, smashing Adam Kovnatski.
Took him basically out of boxing already. I mean, Kovnatski was up and coming, and Helenius had different ideas about that, and now he's fighting Wilder.
There's some real degenerate shit here. But I'm sitting here watching this shit. Gotta take the dog for a piss.
On Cinco de Mayo weekend. Can you imagine that potentially in, I don't know, Las Vegas?
Up, you hear it?
Sounds to me like a nice little destination for that fight.
Ew. Don't nobody want to see no Wilder Ortiz 3.
Before you even get to that, listen, Luis Ortiz, not easy. I think to me it's a 50-50 fight. The only thing I can promise you is I'm staying at the JW Marriott. I think I need to get the front office staff to bring a blanket and a pillow because someone is being put to sleep tonight in our main event, my friend.
And they'll do well with those pillows.
Oh, yeah. Hey, very comfortable pillows, by the way. But nothing that I
AB number 1 says, "Hey Sushi, why you so mean to your dog? Always yelling at your dog, saying get out of my face and shut up. You don't love your dog? Yeah, I do. You fucking Peter or something? You trying to get me canceled? You trying to get me canceled? You low down?
Has been dominating for the most part this fight against Devin Vargas. Vargas is no doubt, I like to say, a cagey veteran, but it's obvious that Martin has youth on his side and is just he's in a better state.
Yeah, he right there. Look at me in my fucking face. That's how you know when he needs something. Like, he'll just stare you right in your face, and then he'll just start crying. Like, bro, like, wait. You don't pay no bills in here. Oh, I remember you.
Left uppercut, and now Martin is starting to take control, busting up the face of Devin Vargas. I'm just glad we're not.
Dude, stop this guy. Oh, big shot. He just stopped the fight. All right, finally. Yes, okay. So, all right, Charles Martin. I'm glad he stopped this dude, because it was just like, what the hell was that? Like, look at him. He cut him up real bad. So Charles Martin, for those who don't know, former IBF champion until he met Anthony Joshua. He won the vacant belt fighting Azar Glaskov. Azar Glaskov had blew his knee or his ankle. I was there at that fight in New York. I met Charles Martin, interviewed him and everything. But what's confusing to me is that Charles Martin fought on pay-per-view earlier this year, January the 1st, his only fight this year. And now his second fight this year, he fought on pay-per-view for $49.99, or was it $39.99 when he fought Luis Ortiz in Miami, to start the year off. But now, here on September the 4th, and he was just put on his card a few days ago. And now he's fighting, opening up a YouTube stream? Who did he piss off?
For your winner by knockout, Prince Charles Martin.
So Prince Charles Martin victorious against the 2004 Olympian Devin Vargas, and I like the way Felix that he turned up the heat.
Because that's a bad look.
He worked on some things, but he went ahead and he finished off Devin Vargas, getting back in the win column. And look, I'm looking forward to
it's a bad look to go, you know, like to put him on pay-per-view and made us fans pay for it. And then his next fight, he fighting on a YouTube stream?
After being knocked out by Ortiz, now he comes back.
Weird.
To a nice little victory.
Well, anyway, I'm going to take a little break before the next card starts. So this is the YouTube portion right here. This is that ring does look a little small. This is the YouTube portion right here. And as you can see, on FS1 at 7 p.m. Eastern is going to be the a prelim card, a prelim fight. Then at Fox on 8 p.m. Eastern is going to be another prelim, and then they're going to move from 9 p.m. on to the pay-per-view. So I'm hyped. I'm going to go take the dog out, and no, I don't hate my dog, but he can be a son of a bitch. Literally, you know. And we're going to be streaming during the main event of Andy Ruiz versus Luis Ortiz. And then expect me to be doing videos throughout the night all the way up until then. Then after the fight, we're going to be here for the post-fight press conference. So it's going to be a busy night. That's what I'm thinking, is that did he burn some type of bridges or something? Because they couldn't put him on the main card. You know, you put him on, opening up a YouTube stream where it's an empty arena. The pay-per-view is $74.99. I post a link at the top of the chat. $74.99. I post a link at the top of the chat. Wild. So listen, I'm going to see you guys later. We got a lot of videos coming. And remember, I'm going to be here for the main event, streaming, doing live fight commentary for the main event with legal, brief, fair use highlights, and listen to the post-fight interviews, talk about the fights, what's next. And then after that stream, we're going to be doing a post-fight live show where we're going to be covering the post-fight press conference. Your dog don't be biting anything no more. No, he cool. He straight. He had this thing where he used to always eat his beds. He'd get real destructive. But now we got a nice little system. And no, yeah, I be cussing him out. But, at the end of the day, I love my dog. He's cool as shit. But he do be on some weirdo shit sometimes. Like we got attacked by this cat a few weeks ago, and I thought he was going to protect me. He just started running. So we was walking, and you know how you can tell like something like kind of following you. So we walking, I'm turning back like something feel like it's following us, and he just like sniffing, doing dog stuff. And I'm looking back, and all of a sudden you see this cat come out the bushes like this. But then he put his back up all high, and I'm looking at the cat like, "Don't you do it?" I said, "Don't do it. Don't you do it." And then he go and started scratching my dog all on his back. Oh, my bad. He started scratching my dog back up. So it's all this fur flying everywhere. My dog is like, I'm trying to like get him away from the cat, but he's trying to run. It was mayhem, but I don't go that way no more, if I'm being honest. Like, because every time I'm looking and I'm like watching my back. Like, bro, fucking weird ass cat. But anyway, let me get up out of here. I'll talk to you guys later. Fucking weirdo ass cat.